I'm Priya, and today I'm going to talk about a book which is called 50 Fairies Stories by Silver Dolphin. So, why do I recommend this book? It is pretty easy. I really like this book, and there's several reasons. So, the first one is that it is really I don't know, I can't explain it. It takes you to a place where you have never been and shows you things that you have never imagined. I was so about I don't know 11 when I read it, and I loved it. I loved every single chapter. I mean, there are no chapters, but every single story. I like it because it wasn't the story that we always heard. Okay, so there are stories where the prince married the witch, or where I don't know. It gives you a lesson. It is kind of a fable, but without the animals, and the lesson is not that clear. But I really like it. I really like fairies, and I think there are a lot of reasons to read it. I mean, why not? We all like to dream with a different world where everything is possible, and this book clearly gives you that. It gives you a new world where you can do whatever you want. And also, I like to think that it is not only in the book. I mean, we all have imagined a different world, and this gives you a different story. So I think we all should read this kind of books. Why? Because you change the story. It's not the same as always. There is no all the good and bad. We all have been taught that in the stories there is always a protagonist and an antagonist, and then something happens that everything is horrible and you have to solve the problem. And this book is not that case. Not all of the stories have a protagonist and antagonist. Sometimes everyone is a good person, and sometimes there is not exactly a problem but a lesson. And um, there are several stories where you can see the that not all the writers are writing the same. I mean, the stories are not like you can predict what they end up. I like that because there are short stories, and you don't really have to be that into the book. I mean, you can just read 10 minutes and that's it. You have a full story, a full lesson, and you don't need anything else. I mean, what something that is really mine is that when I read something, I remember, but then when I start to read it again, like to continue, then I don't remember what I read, so I have to read it again, everything. And this is a book where you don't have to do that, because you can just read one story and that's it. I mean, you have the full story. I like it because mm, there is no other book that I have read which shows you that the world can be different, and this clearly does. I mean, of course, it is kind of a dreamer story because there are not supposed to exist the fairies, but I think maybe they exist, but they have another name. They're not like the ones that we read, but they kind of are. And it shows you that the world is not what we think. So I hope you read it. I hope you like it.